Jay, what is your favorite part of our podcast that we do every week?
I think the feedback.
Love the feedback.
The feedback.
Love when the fans, or excuse me, our followers engage with us and start like asking questions or feeding off of our energy. Hey guys, I am Tashara of Love's Compassion Ministries.
I'm Jedediah Gilliard of Love's Compassion Ministries. I'm your co-host.
Thank you for joining us today. Here we go.
Hey, hello. How y'all doing this afternoon, this evening? I am Tashara Gilliard, your host.
I am Jedediah Gilliard, your co-host.
Of Love's Compassion Ministries. How y'all doing? How are y'all? We do have a special guest this evening. She's not coming on yet. That's one hint. She's not coming on yet. Y'all know when I bring the special guest on, usually I don't tell Jay that we're having who it's going to be.
I think it's Pastor Don.
You think it's Pastor Don?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we shall find out.
Is it Pastor Don or somebody I don't know?
Somebody you don't know? How do I look at my live one here? You know, I don't ever remember. This is when my age starts to feel a little older than it is.
It's right there.
Hey, Munchie! I got you a little closer to me. So I'm hoping that I can stay in tune and focused on interacting with you over here, Munchie. Munchie is Eric J.
I see.
All right, guys. So, I'm sorry, Eric. I'm trying to take you off this paperwork because it looks like you're shaking. And I don't want you to look like you have Parkinson's disease. No disrespect or offense to anyone who does. Always let us know if y'all can hear us, because you know Tashara can be kind of light spoken. Why, Tashara? I don't know. It's just how I am.
I see the name now.
Jetty knows who's coming onto our live. So, Jetty, what are we talking about today?
We are talking about the topic of sexual predators.
What you pointed at?
It says it.
I felt offended for a second because it felt like he was pointing at me. So I need you to be a little more specific, something to that magnitude, Make sure I'm not in frame with your finger, because I'm certainly not no cotton picking sexual predator. I do have a couple of videos for you guys today. We're not necessarily going to start with those, but what I do want to get out of the way is the business, right? Because I'm trying to learn how to do things in decency and in order. So I'm going to let y'all know, if y'all haven't already liked and subscribed and hit that bell notification on your YouTube, for those of y'all who watch us on YouTube, please go hit like, hit subscribe.
Hit that bell, turn on your post notifications.
And share.
Yes, share.
Sharing is caring. Half the time y'all are touched, more than half the time I'm fronting. Half the time y'all are touched by what we speak on here about. I know. Why? How I know? Because y'all call or y'all text and y'all let me know, or y'all say it in the comments. But then y'all keep it a secret in your pocket. Don't be like that. Share it with the people, okay? Share it with the people. You can hear yourself in the microphone?
Yes. Wait, no, I can't.
I'm going to turn it up just a little.
Now I can.
Now you can hear yourself. I be trying to let people come in the room. I'm going to acknowledge who I do see. Hey, Bella. How you doing, sis? Eric, thank you for joining us. Renee, thank you for joining us. Yes, I don't like the way that sounds. Maybe you might want to edit that out. No, leave it. I like the authenticity. But I'm attempting to try to do things differently, because when we take this over and rip the audio over the podcast, I tend to notice when you're not live and it's just audio, some of the things that you hear is just like, what's going on there? So I'm trying to specifically acknowledge who we have on set or watching. Jetty, you want to start?
Okay.
Oh, guess what? It just fell in my spirit just now, right this second. Father God, I come before you. I don't usually lead with prayer, but I'm going to do it today. I don't know why. You dropped it in my spirit, so you want to hear it? Here you go. We ask, Lord, that everyone who logs in on today, oh God, that is under the sound of our voices, Father, if there is anyone who is a victim or has been a victim of the topic that we're discussing today, as far as sexual predators go, of any sort, any kind, Father, we're asking, Lord, for mending if they haven't already been mended, Lord, healing if they haven't already experienced the healing, Father God. We're asking, Lord, that you would have your way. Allow the words that we use, Lord, not to be offensive to anyone whom in which that comes before us, Father God, to listen to us on today, oh God. And I'm praying that wisdom in some shape, form, or fashion, or some enlightenment is shed on today, Father God. And I'm thanking you in advance. Give us the words to say that we might speak truth. In Jesus' name, amen. Go ahead, JJ.
Okay. So we're going to start off with the definition. Sexual predator is an individual who employs. Sorry, I cannot see. Sexual predator is an individual who employs. Wow. Predatory or abusive methods of obtaining sexual contact with another person. In some cases, sexual predators are not just looking for sex. Sexual intimacy is seen as a way to assert dominance. Sexual predators may prey on children and adults. Okay.
You stopping right there? You have more? You're going to feed off of it?
I have more, but I'm going to stop there.
Well, half my page you done covered. I ain't even got to do this. Let's close it. No, I'm just kidding. But you did cover a lot of stuff that I did take down because, of course, excuse me, let me get back in frame. Of course, anytime that we discuss anything, I try to look up definitions, right? I try to look up what we're talking about and from the book, textbook. Like Jay said, one of the things that I definitely wanted to cover is sexual predators aren't just a target of kids. But I think for those of us, a lot of us know that's going to be annoying. A lot of us know because you got things like rape, right? And while, yes, children are raped, unfortunately, a lot of rapes tends to happen to older. You tend to hear more of sexually assaulted, molested, those things when it comes to kids. Unfortunately, in the news today, there's no boundaries of what we hear done to our children. That being said, I don't know if you guys, I see the couple of eyes that are there. I am wondering if anyone brought their kids on with them today, because that was something that I encouraged for you to bring your kids on to today's live. It's a kid-friendly show, but I wanted people to have their kids there because while I don't doubt that as a parent, we are talking to our kids, you are talking to your children, I do also feel like we know sometimes when she's upstairs, Eric. Sometimes when children hear things reiterated, because we take things for granted a lot of times when our parents say, "Oh, that's just mom," or "That's just dad." They're just peeing over the top. So if they hear it from someone else and it's parallel, it rings parallel to what you've been teaching them. It's just like a piggyback. So I did encourage everyone to bring their children on today so that, the kids can hear what it is that we have to say, maybe obtain some of the information that we have that you might not have already told them, or just, again, highlight it, reinforce it, what mom and dad or dad or grandma or whomever guardian has already instilled in them. Right? So I don't know if you guys know, but back in 1992, Priest and Smith came up with or labeled two types of child predators. I'm going to go there because we were talking about kids, right? So they labeled two types of child predators. They had regressed and they had fixated. Now, in the absence of any definitions, when I heard fixated, for me, I was like, oh, they just be like obsessed with the kid or whomever in which, right? And regress, I figured because fixated in my mind was obsessed, then regress meant like they was like a little creep, like lurking on the low, right? So nobody knew. But I was wrong on both of them. I got them both wrong. I got 0. Right? So regressed says that it consists of incest offenders or offenders who sexually assault females. And fixated is individuals who sexually assault male children who are not related. I don't know how fixated and regress became so specific, but that's what Priest and Smith had. That's what they had said. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Now we have a few types of sexual predators, right? So you got manipulative sexual predators, opportunists, coercive, right? Jetty, you know what any of that is?
The first one was
manipulative. What do you think a manipulative sexual predator might look like?
Maybe trying to get somebody to do something.
Yeah, right? Like, oh my gosh, I bet you that all of your friends have girlfriends.
Right.
And I bet you they probably be kissing. You be kissing? I'm not asking you. We're like in a role play, right? But I'm gonna ask you later on because y'all saw his face. Oh, I'm gonna ask you later on. We're gonna talk about kissing later. I don't know. Jetty be kissing. Y'all can only, for those of y'all who are listening through the podcast, y'all can't see my face. But if you know Miss Tabitha Brown, Auntie Tabitha Brown, picture when them eyes pop out of her head, because I feel like this boy been kissing or something. But anywho, I bet you your little boys that you hang out with in school got little girlfriends and they be kissing and stuff too. You ever kissed before? You never kissed before? Don't you want to know how to kiss when it's time? You don't want to feel embarrassed or nothing, right? I could teach you how to kiss. You want me to teach you how to kiss? See, that's what manipulative. That's what that can look like, right?
It's kind of like,
that felt so wrong. Oh, I don't know how they do it. That just felt really wrong. I can't even imagine like what part of it specifically. It all felt wrong to me. I don't know if it's because he's my son. I don't know if it's because he's a kid. It just all felt disgustingly wrong. But anywho, hello, Mr. Lorenzo Brown. How art thou? Welcome, Dawn. How are you? Yeah, it was just as hard as it was to watch. It was just as hard to execute. So that's manipulative, right?
It's kind of like how, if you guys it's a show, like a series on Netflix about Jeffrey Dahmer. It's kind of like he would always go to a place, he'd target somebody, and then he start asking questions like, oh, you want to come back to my place? You want to have a photo shoot? You want to sit back, relax?
Yeah, so it's like playing on your prey. Playing on your prey. Right. So it's along the lines of that.
It's kind of in the name, prey, predator.
Yes. Give it to me, boy. He's smart or something, but you better not be out there kissing. Opportunist. Do you know what the opportunist predator may look like?
I feel like it would have something to do with an opportunity.
Shimoni, yeah. Yes. What does that mean?
I really don't know though.
Opportunist, right? So
maybe giving an opportunity. I don't really
presented, right? They just waiting for mom to leave them to babysit with that kid, right? Or they just waiting for everybody to go to sleep so they can be up late. And as we stated earlier, right? So sexual predators are not just for kids,
right?
Right? So they could be preying on an adult as well. There was a young lady TikTok. I didn't even see it. I got some other ones though. Hey, Miss T, how are you? Got a couple other ones. But so opportunist is basically a person who's waiting on an opportunity to make a move to be a creep. I don't care what nobody say. You're a sexual predator, you're a creep. Medically, they say you're sick. Okay, you're a sick creep. That's just my feelings. I'm sorry, I can't. Coercive.
There's a word in there that I've heard before.
Coerce someone.
Right.
Right?
I don't know what it means though.
Go ahead, look it up. Get a people a definition, young man. Get a people a definition, young man. All right, we only have 2 eyeballs right now. Oh, you know which live I didn't pull up, Jay, that I usually pull up?
What?
I usually pull up, I'm going to leave this one on. I usually pull up the YouTube. Go ahead, give me a definition. You pulled it up
Cohesive?
yet? Yeah, let me get that.
Okay.
Let me get that. You said cohesive? Coercive. He about to tell me about some sticky stuff.
Oh.
Cohesive. C-O-E-R. C-I.
C-O-E-R.
C-I-V-E.
C-I-V-E.
Yeah. Who's watching on YouTube?
Relating to or using force of threats.
Relating to or using force of threats.
So to be coercive,
Coercive?
Coercive.
If you whisper it, they won't hear the mistake so much.
Is using force to persuade people to do things that they are unwilling to do.
That falls along the lines of rape. Right? And it's not just rape, because you have people who will hold someone down just to fondle them or make them. Oh, you know what? There was this person, right? That was, give me that definition again, because I want to make sure I'm giving the right example.
Using force to persuade people
right.
to do.
Okay, force, right? So I was a kid, right? I was with this person who was like, they were family of family, right? So they was one of my siblings' family members, right? And I remember, let's not count how many times I say right, because it does sound a bit annoying. Sorry. So I would be laying in the bed with that person, like for like nap time, bedtime, and they would take my hand and lay it on their bosom. It was a female. And I remember, it's crazy the things that you can remember as a kid.
What was that?
They would put it on their bosom. And then when I would try to pull it back, they would like forcefully hold it on their bosom. That person was a coercive predator. I don't like them like that. But they did apologize. When I got older, I saw them one day on social media, and they requested me. And it was a trigger. It was like, oh, that's that person who did that thing to me when I was a kid. And I said something to them. I called them out. And he was like, they don't have no recollection. But if they did anything to hurt me, they apologize. I just want people to know that I'm not a fan of those types of apologies where it sounds detached. It doesn't sound like, it's like, if you got hurt, my bad, that kind of thing. But anywho, we're not caught up on that, right? Jay, you ready? You got something else for the people?
Okay. Okay, so sexual predators. I don't know how to say this, but I guess a sexual predator. Okay, so I have a question for you. I don't know if you know. Would a sexual predator, and I feel like yes, necessarily abuse somebody?
Abuse is a vague word.
Like if they do something to somebody, is it necessarily sexual abuse?
If they what?
Like, okay, let me rephrase this. A sexual predator.
Sorry, y'all, for that clap that y'all heard. Jetty, edit that out.
A sexual predator, like, not they do, like they sexual abuse. They okay. So okay, now so sexual. Oh my gosh, I can't find that word, but I'm gonna stop thinking about it. Sexual predators, they participate in. I guess participate in sexual abusive behaviors?
Yes.
Got it. And sexual abuse sorry, I'm going to edit this. Sexual abuse is the actual or threatened physical intrusion of a sexual nature, whether by force or under unequal or, like you said, coercive conditions.
Mm-hmm.
It includes It includes sexual slavery, pornography, child abuse, and sexual assault.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I really want to say this part. If you are experiencing or know anybody who is experiencing rape or any form of abuse, you can call 800-656-4673.
That number again is?
That is 800-656-4673.
So I'm going to have Jetty say that again later on for those who might sign in later on. But thank you for that tidbit, Jetty. Thank you for that piece of information. Those of y'all who see the number in the comments, that is a hotline for those who may know someone or be that one. I'm going to even say, maybe you're the predator.
I wasn't done, by the way.
I'm just making comment on that. I promise I'm not running off. I don't even have a point to make. Make sure that y'all utilize that number, please, if you need help of any sort. Go ahead, Jay.
If not the number, you can visit www.rain.org. That is rain with 2 N's at the end. www.rain.
Can you spell that, sir?
RAINN.org.
That's right?
Yes. If you are wondering what the RAIN stands for, it stands for Rape, Abuse, Incest, National Network.
On second thought, I don't think the predator should call that number. Maybe I should just go on 911 and turn yourself in. I don't know if that number's going to help you. But those of us who know someone or are someone, please feel free. What I would like to say before I move on to my next point is to our guests, be our guest. To our guests, I'm guessing that you are on scene where you're listening. If you are listening or seeing, please just write in the comments if you can, if you're ready to come on prior to us putting you on, right? But I want to talk to the parents, right? So I find that in today's generation, I could be wrong. Please, if I'm wrong, guys, please say it in a comment. I'm here for it. I love a good critique, right? But today's generation isn't like the yesteryear's generations, right? It's not like my mom and them. Nope, I can't even say really my mom and them. We're going to have to go back a little further, right? We have to go back to like grandparents and great-grandparents of those of us who are, I think they call us millennials. So back in like the 60s.
Millennials, yes. We had
back in the 60s. We did 60s and maybe before. I'm not sure if it's a little after that, right? Those generations be like, what happens in the house stays in the house. What happens in family stays in family, right? Or you got people who might not have believed the victims when they come forth, right? So to our parents, I just want to highlight y'all for a minute because I don't know the age range that's going to hear this or the age range that's going to see this. It is very, 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 very important to, one, create a safe space for our babies. I don't care how old they are. Create a safe space where your child always feels comfortable to come to you about anything, but especially those things that are very uncomfortable and maybe the predator may have made them feel like they were doing something wrong. You want them to feel comfortable enough where no matter what somebody else tells them, they can come to their guardian and be like, listen, uncle or so-and-so or cousin or, that dude, that chick, whomever, whatever, that girl over there, whatever is fitting. Make them comfortable. Don't let these babies feel like they can't come and like they're going to be reprimanded or what have you. You know what I mean? And another thing, right, is we need to also teach our kids from early. Teach our kids, you can read that, I'm going to keep going. Teach our kids from early, right? One of the things that I have said, me and my wife both actually, I've always said to the boys from early, right? Like how you introduce it maybe into conversation is maybe when they're little and they're toddlers and stuff and old enough to hear your voice, know what you're saying, right? When you're giving them a bath or wipe down or what have you, right? That'd be perfect time to introduce that conversation. Y'all see my guest over there? Y'all see my guest over there?
I can't see her.
Oh, add to the stage. Y'all see my guest over there?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you and I can hear you clearly. Do you need to come on right yet or can I finish this point real quick?
No, I'm sorry. I mean, just go.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm just going to mute your mic real quick. All right. So what I was saying is the way you can introduce it is when you're bathing them, right? And you get to those areas, maybe you'll be like, has anyone ever touched you down here? And these are touch your and I know what I read says teach your kids the name of their private parts early, right? Teach them early so they already know. I know it. We have a habit of, this is your no-no. Or this is your little tookie cookie, whatever, whatever little names we tell our kids for their genital areas, right? But make it plain, right? Habakkuk, write the vision and make it plain. Let them know so they have a full understanding. If anyone touches you in this area, that is not me, who I'm giving you a bath, or if anyone touches you that makes you feel uncomfortable, I don't care if it is me. Let me know that you are uncomfortable. If he, she, him, her, or whatever over there touch you and make you feel uncomfortable, I need to know immediately. If they tell you that you're going to get in trouble or I'm going to be mad at you, don't worry about it. They're lying. Whatever they tell you, they are lying, and make sure that they come and tell you because you let them know that you want to protect them under all costs. And that sometimes what someone else says or what someone else does, they may think that it's okay, but it's not always okay. And you want to make sure that there's nothing that is not okay being done to them. So have these conversations and have them early on.
I was gonna say, if you ever, feel weird, feel away, or questioning the way somebody may be acting or speaking around your child, then that's also something to ask your child. Because if you ever watched the movie, which I have not watched the movie, but I've watched the clip of it, what is it, Orange is the New Black? You have that one lady who was talking to the kid and she was like, I have video games at my house, da 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 da. And although she wasn't lying, it was still strange.
Anything that seems inappropriate. Right. An adult should not be talking to a child about doing little things to entertain that child. They should be coming to that parent to see if it's okay. So kids out there, if your mom and dad or guardian allows you to watch this, if anyone, especially adults, but if anyone comes to you and presents any type of little girl, little boy, or hey, you want to come over to my house? They might be a little friendly, may even sound like a creep. Hey, you guys want to come over to my house? My kids got some toys over there. You want to check them out? Just got them some new whatever. That conversation doesn't even get a response until you first go to your parents. Because guaranteed, if you give them a response, oh, let me go and ask my mom. Oh, no, you don't have to tell your mom anything. Don't worry, I've already talked to her. She said it's okay. So don't even give them a response. You go straight to your mom. Or if you don't have access to your guardian immediately, then the response that you give is, no, sorry, can't come today. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Maybe next time my mom will let me come over, but you got to talk to my mom first. Or maybe you can bring your toys over here to my mom's house while my mom's here. And maybe she can see the toys too. But anywho, I'm going to bring our special guest on. You guys have already seen her face. For those of you who know her, this is Cynthia Hoff. This is my auntie, guys. This is my auntie.
Hi.
Hey, auntie. I don't have any sound effects, so.
You don't need sound effects. I'm so nervous. I don't know why I'm so nervous.
There is no need to be nervous. You add music to this when you edit it. I just realized we have my mind. So I like to, when given the opportunity, especially when we're having a topic that is such a strong tidbit topic, I like to bring on people who can identify or maybe impart some wisdom to people. Eric said, hey, auntie. who can impart some wisdom or maybe even give personal testimonies and such, right? And one of the things that I didn't say as of yet or didn't get to, but I felt like this was the perfect person to use, perfect time frame to bring it on, is one of the things that some people may not think about when it comes to sexual predators. Yeah, we get all crazy and freaked out like someone bet not, but the aftermath, right? The aftermath of what does that person look like when they have to recover, grow, live, and move forward from that, right? So I wanted my aunt to come on because Auntie has information that she can share with the people from whichever spectrum she'd like. Go ahead, Auntie. Take it away.
I didn't think about how I'm living with it.
It's cool.
You know, I'm nervous because my nephew's sitting right there, and I'm just so torn as to what I want to touch on. But I'm gonna go on what you were talking about, right? And I'm gonna say, what if the predator is right in your house? Okay, because I was raised with a predator. Predator had me, and I can tell you that you guys talked about manipulative, like being manipulative, right? Like this predator that I lived with, and me being a kid, not knowing any better, would manipulate me, like give me money to sit and watch the football game, while behind me, they did certain things that a father shouldn't do, right? But I wanted that money. I wanted to buy that candy that I could sell in school, right? Because that's what I did. I didn't know any better. I didn't know to tell anyone, right? Um, Also to give a haircut. To give a haircut. I got paid to give a haircut, right? Um, I think getting paid probably led to later on in life things that I didn't got paid for. But anyway, we're not gonna go there. Um,
It goes with living
and
with the aftermath.
yeah, the aftermath. And then bribery, and that's what I just talked about. Um, is the bribery and everything. Oh, and when you touched on not having recollection, um, for me, everything led to rape. Everything led to rape, and it was rape from my biological father, not a stepfather or anything like that. But I thought that I can tell this person that I am your daughter. This is not right. You shouldn't do this. I thought that that was keeping him at bay, and it did for a while. It kept just the bribery. I would take the bribery instead, But I didn't know. It was just my defense. It was just the best that I can do is to say that this is not right. You had me. You shouldn't think this way, right? And I think it led to at 18. I think that alcohol, um, mind altering substances can make a predator more susceptible to their sickness. And I think it is a sickness, right? It is. They're a creep. They're fucked up. Sorry, I was trying not to cuss, right? But I do think that it's a sickness, and I think that if they drink or smoke, that it makes it worse because that led to the rape at 18, you know. And then also at 16, I was in bars. I was selling alcohol to adults. These adults knew that I was underage, but they didn't care. These men, they preyed on me as well, right? And I didn't know any better, right? I didn't realize that they were predators until I was older. I was like 38 and 40. And I thought back to the men that I said, these men should have known better. I was 16, 15. I'm thinking I'm doing something, special. And really and truly, I was being taken advantage of. Right. And I didn't realize it until later on in life that I was being taken advantage of. So sexual predators come in all shapes, all sizes, and it comes in the house, out the house. And to this day, I have not lived down the effect of the rape at 18, and I'm 54.
Mm.
So I still live with it, you know.
That goes,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
that goes with our last
Healing.
right, healing.
Go ahead.
Healing. Yeah. I just now started getting healing for that. I started going to therapy. I didn't take therapy until I was 49 years old. I didn't realize how broken I was. But when that person passed away, I realized that I didn't have closure from all the abuse. And it is abuse, nephew. It is. It's a form of abuse that's that at no matter what age is really hard to get over. It really is.
Yeah. If you need to stop, that is
I
okay.
do. I need a minute. Yeah.
It's totally fine. You can come off camera. That is totally fine. If you're done, no problem. I want to, because it's my family, this is hard to even continue because I don't want her uncomfortable in any shape, form, or fashion. It got my eyes like really on some old whelping up situation. I want to thank her for coming forward, being bold enough to speak on it. For those who, again, may have their kids, and I'm not just going to make this about kids because as we see, it doesn't matter, whether you're an adult or a child, this affects people in a way that is very painful, right? And the only reason I keep reverting back to children is because it can be a lot harder for our innocent children. And like Auntie Cynthia said, this started for her at a age of being a child. So if we don't have these conversations with our children early, and how would they know? If you know what that means, you know what I mean. How would they know? We're sitting here looking at my aunt who, as she stated, she's 54 years old and it's still painful. So please, excuse me, parents, please have these talks. They're hard talks. We know that they are. But as a parent, it's our responsibility, right? As a guardian, it's our responsibility to make sure that we have the hard talks too, not just the easy stuff. So please make sure that we're having these hard talks with our children. My aunt may not be coming back on with us. Jetty, do you have points that you want to make that you can make right now?
What do you mean?
Just talking, generally talking, even from what you learned from Auntie just now or what we've talked about thus far, for talking to people. Because I actually want to step off screen and I want to go check on my aunt, our aunt. There's some videos here, Jay. If you need to, I have a couple of videos. Play the TikTok one. Well, play the one that relates to that you see the woman on before you play the guy. The 5 signs.
Got it. I definitely agreed with what she was saying about how you really do need to teach your kids about these things early, because like Auntie was saying, she really didn't know better because she was young. But and I'm not saying that this is going to happen and this is how the outcome is going to be, but I feel that if you teach your kids about these, all about these things, everything we've mentioned and are going to mention early or when they're really young, it lowers the chances of them, being manipulated or being, I'm not going to say being forced, because if you're being forced, you're being forced, but being manipulated or persuaded into doing these different things that nobody should have to go through or be doing. Okay. She has a few videos here. Here is this one.
Ryan, do you think you could demonstrate right here, right now, how fast these sexual predators will show up in a chat room?
Yeah.
Fire your computer up. Let's do it.
All right, I'm recording, so now I'm just gonna say, hi, who wants to chat? I named myself Ashley Female New Jersey, 13 Female New Jersey. Let's see how many private messages come in. 2 already, 3.
It's been like 10 seconds.
Yep, hey, wanna fool around? Hey, how old are you? Let me just copy that and send that to everybody because we got other messages coming in.
What chat room are you in?
Just a teen chat. Hey, you want to cuddle a bit? I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt right now that they didn't read the. Oh, he's 47.
47 years
okay
old
with
in a
my
teen
age?
chat room. You got him in what? 5 seconds? He's
Yeah.
already messaging in?
Oh yeah, there's a ton. I can't even keep up with them here because every time I click one, there's more on the list. He says he's okay. I said, "Are you okay with my age?" He says, "Yes, age 13, like my profile says." I got 2 more messages, so now we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm 19. Let's ignore the 19-year-old, even though it's disgusting.
It hasn't even been 60 seconds yet.
Okay, there's another guy. There's the other guy. This guy's 15. Ignore him. That is a real teenager in a teen chat. The 47-year-old says, he said age. I said 13 like my profile says. He said name. Ashley. And then another guy just messaged. How old are you? Okay, this person's a child too. So out of all of these, there's one guy here who is 47 years old, less than a minute, who wants to talk to a child in a teen chat. And I only said hi in the chat room, nothing else.
Holy shit, dude. You jumped in a chat room, you called yourself Ashley 13 New Jersey. Literally less than 10 seconds. We have a 47-year-old wanting to have sex with a 13-year-old girl.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how quick it is. Like I Googled teen chat. I'm in a different state, so I get different results here for, the local teen chats. There's no way for me to set it up. All I did was say hi in the chat room and press enter. And a bunch of messages came in. Some were from actual teenagers, as it should be in a teen chat. And one of the guys, which, who knows if they really are teenagers, that's another thing. But one guy was open about that he was 47 years old, and he was completely fine with the age.
Where all is this happening? Is this happening? Just list off where this is happening that everyday people use all the time.
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Kik, WhatsApp, Roblox, Minecraft, Xbox, PlayStation.
Xbox and PlayStation?
Yeah, because you can chat with random people in games. They could represent themselves as whoever they want. Yeah, I mean, it's just, the list goes on. Anywhere where a human can communicate with another human, the child is not safe. So parents need to be watching that and not just assuming, like, if your kid says, "Hey, I'm on the phone with my friend," which friend is it? Is it one that I know?
Was not supposed to start with that video, so
It's cool. It's cool. You
But-
started what you're supposed to. Go ahead.
but it still did have to do with what I was speaking about when you left, or what we were really speaking about. How you said you have to protect your children. You gotta teach them about these things when they're young. And I think it was really cool that he mentioned there are a lot of different websites, apps, and anything that you can communicate on. Even if you can't communicate on it, you have to protect your children because you're not all safe. There was a YouTube video I was watching. They were on this website called Omegle. Now, Omegle is something that's for 18 and older, but really nobody seems to care about that.
Go ahead.
Um,
Sorry,
But
not a laughing
anyway.
matter.
But they were doing what a lot of people seem to do now, and it's like they have a show on it as well, Catching a Predator. So what they do,
Oh, I have a video for that.
so what they do is he would get his friend who is, she's an adult, but she would act as if she was younger than who she was because she looked really young. And they would go on, keep looking, and there was one person that they found, some old guy. He was shirtless, and they were talking, and he was like, "Could you stand up?" And he was like this, even expressing himself that there were things that he wanted to do. And then she goes, "Okay, but does it matter how old I am?" And he goes, "How old are you?" She tells him her age, and he's still fine with everything that he said. He said age is just a number. Okay, so they skip him after that. Days later, on the news, that same guy pops up. They had ended up finding him. The police found him for some other situation, and he ended up getting arrested. He was actually a teacher, that same guy. And once they realized who he was and found the video of him on Omegle, yeah, they arrested him. And yeah. So you really gotta, parents, you really gotta pay attention and monitor, your child and what they're doing.
Yeah, I try to make them a little smart, because I was actually about to say that as a parent. But you got the out of the mouths of babes. You got the baby boy over here telling you, yes, that's exactly what that video was to talk to the parents, was to reiterate the point of, or discuss the topic of, parents, please watch what our children are watching. When you see them on these different social media platforms, when you see them on the internet or what have you, at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure you guys are the ones paying these cell phone bills or, this internet or whatever devices that they're using. So I don't care if you're paying for it or not. You got all reason to just on a search. Sorry, work environment. Whatever they say about that. That's take that phone, take that computer, whatever it is, whatever. Take it. Hey, let me check this out. I remember my oldest son, when he was younger. I remember the day when I was like, let me get your phone. Let me see something. When that little boy asked me what I want his phone for, this is his phone? Bro. I wanted to rearrange his face, but I didn't. I just had to remind him. Nothing that you have is yours. It's all on loan because you didn't buy any of it. This is Rent-A-Center, and you ain't beginning to pay your rent yet. Everything here is mine. I hate to sound so old school with the parenting, but it is what it is. I give you this because I want you to have it. And at any moment when I don't want you to have it anymore, I can take it back. And the only way I'm going to not want you to have it is if you're not using it appropriately. You know what I mean? So parents, don't feel no type of way. I don't think I'm talking to our new school parents in all honesty. But then again, maybe because I had a conversation with an adult one time who's along my generation, and I couldn't wrap my mind around her way of thinking. This young lady said, you got to respect your kids' privacy. I would like you to know you ain't got no privacy, sir. Okay?
I knew that when you put the camera in my room.
I put the camera in your room for a specific reason, and you know that.
I know, I'm kidding.
I ain't no creep. I didn't put the camera in the room to watch my son do nothing crazy. At the time in his life, it was for his protection. We spoke on this in the past on a previous episode. See what I did there? Plug. You guys can log in. YouTube, right? Hit share, like, notifications. Go back. Look at our mental health episodes. She said, I take the door off the hinges. Now that right there is that's some old school father-like stuff. What? We closing doors? We locking doors? Oh, now you don't have a door. How about that? So yes, please. Yeah, I get, and I'm not saying that our children shouldn't feel like that, they have privacy, but a feeling and reality is two different things. You can let them feel like they got privacy. If that's what makes them comfortable, if that gives them a peace of mind, if it's not going to be like, Mom, you're ruining my life. I'm okay with you telling me, Mom, you're ruining my life. I'm okay with that because at least you are living. So you got a life that I can ruin. But guaranteed, I'm not doing it to ruin your life. Anything that I do, Jetty, is because it comes from a place of love. And it's always to protect you first and foremost. That goes for you. That goes for your brother, Miles. And that goes for that little girl upstairs that don't even know it yet. So, that's just what it is. Parents, set boundaries. Set boundaries. No more locked doors. You seen that in the movie? Yeah, he's too young. He don't be knowing. So, set boundaries. When I say, what do you mean, Tashar, when you say set boundaries? There's an old school saying, right? I didn't understand it as a kid. Actually, I didn't really like it as a kid, honestly, especially when, my favorite auntie come over or my favorite uncle come over. And this wasn't no auntie or uncle that touched me no type of way. It just literally, they was just legit. My aunt that just came on here. Don't tell nobody, but she my favorite. She's the only aunt I have from my mom's side, as far as immediate aunt, because that's my mom's only sister. But I got plenty of aunts. But that one right there, I think, yeah, she knows she's my favorite. It is what it is. I ain't embarrassed. I ain't embarrassed at all. Anywho, please set boundaries. I didn't understand it when my mom would be like, get out of the room when grown folks are talking. Why you suck your teeth? Because you heard that statement before? I didn't understand it. But sometimes our kids, you just said protect the kids, right? Monitor, right? That's a way to protect and monitor because adult conversation is not always appropriate for children, right? So if a conversation goes forth that is above your knowledge, right, but piques your interest, remember, y'all got access to everything. So if we start talking about something and you don't know nothing about it, but you're like, what's that? You can find yourself on those websites that you ain't got no business being on.
Right.
All because you was like, oh, I want to know what that is. And now you typing, and now, long schlong done popped up on the screen. And you like, whoa, wait a minute. That's not what I was looking for. But see, if you wasn't in the room when adults was having adult conversation, adults set boundaries. Get them kids about the room. When it's adult time, make sure that the little children are sleeping. If they're not sleeping, make sure that you guys can't be heard. You know what I mean? So set boundaries. And this is something that my sister to this day, I watched my sister adopt this practice, which I want to say was also a practice growing up in my mom's household. I don't mean no disrespect because every family member is not a predator. I understand that. And I do not feel that every family member is a predator. But to this day, my sister, her daughter, you're not sitting on no uncle's laps. We don't do that here. No. And I'm not mad at that. I get, Uncle Ray Ray and them, they cool. They give him a little dollar and so on and what have you. And Uncle Ray Ray and them may be perfectly fine, may have perfectly healthy relationships with their nieces and nephews, don't have not one inappropriate thought in mind. It could be fact, but it doesn't mean that I can't have the right to tell my daughter, don't be sitting on his lap.
And you have to respect that.
Point blank, period. If you get offended, Uncle Ray Ray and them, don't come over my house and try to put my kid on your lap then, okay? If you offended, because that's going to be a rule that I have, and your protection of how you feel is not my primary concern. It's my baby. I'm sorry. It is what it is. I don't think that I have sexual predators in my house, but y'all listen to what Auntie Cynthia just said. Her own pops. You don't know who it is. That brings me to my next video. You never know. Who's gonna know? They will never know.
Here are 5 signs that the man you are in love with is a child molester or sexual predator. And I know I'm saying he, but women can be sexual predators. Don't mind my hair. Mind your business. Number one, your child will tell you that that person tried to talk to them, did something to make them uncomfortable, touched them, whatever. Your child will tell you. As early as your children can talk, teach them their body part names. Number two, they will blame sexual things on a troubled or mischievous child. Hear me out about this. Let's say you have a child in your home that's always in trouble or doing weird things. When sexual abuse allegations come up, the child molester in your home will say, well, it was probably him that did it with his weird ass. Or it was probably her that did it with her fast ass. Number three, they want to wake you up with sexual acts. Now, hear me out with this one, because this can get a little tricky. It's one thing if they wake up in the middle of the night, touchy-feely, trying to wake you up to have sex with them. That's one thing, okay? But it's the middle of the night and you sleep, and the next thing you know, you got somebody trying to put it in your mouth. You got somebody trying to put it on your face. Something like that. Number four, they have one child that they intentionally and consistently criminalize all the time. This may not be the child getting touched on, or it could be. Sometimes grooming looks like constantly making one child feel like a villain. And last but not least, number five, they will give the children in your home gifts, candy, money, without others being around. They want to do it in secret and won't tell you. Also teach them that no matter who it is, when somebody gives them something of value, to report it to you directly. And because I love you so much, here's a bonus. They have been accused about it in the past. That's not something that people just randomly make up, okay? That's not. This is not a comprehensive list. If you think the man or woman that you are with fits this description, pray and ask the Holy Spirit to reveal it to you. Break the generational curse. Do something about that child molester, that sexual predator in your home. You are strong enough.
I don't know the rest of her name on TikTok, but thank you. So that's what I was getting at when it comes to our children, kids. If there's any children watching, one of the things that the young lady said goes in hand with when I was talking earlier about, oh, you want to come over to my house? Kid got new toys. Hey, maybe you can bring them toys over here, see, so my mom can see them or what have you, right? As she stated, right? If anyone, I don't care who they are, I don't care if it's your mom's favorite person in the world, I don't care if it's your favorite person in the world or your guardian's favorite person in the world, okay? I don't care if their name is Jesus. You know what I mean? If they give you something and they didn't give it to you in front of your guardian, I don't care if they tell you that your mom knows or your parent knows. If they didn't give it to you in front, take it to your mom. Take it to your guardian. I'm going to say guardian because not everybody, everybody's family lineage looks different, right? Guardian, you know what I mean. Take it to your parent. Let them know what happened because it's not necessarily something that's inappropriate, but how do you know? How do you know? If it's not inappropriate when you take it to your parent, that's going to be said. If they made you feel inappropriate when they gave it to you and your mom says something like, or your dad's or whomever says something like, oh, it's okay. Oh, that was so nice of them. Did you say thank you? Let their parent know how you felt when they gave it to you. Explain to them exactly what happened, how it all went down. And this way, everybody's on one accord of what that dialogue and stuff went like. You know what I mean?
So two things. One, how we were speaking about, and I don't remember her name. What the young lady on that TikTok was speaking about.
Oh,
you really
rose gold,
right? You really. What was it? How she was saying that someone who you could be in a relationship with could be a child molester or sexual predator. There was a skit I was watching, so it was fake.
Heart drop. Sorry. There was, after you just said that, I was about to be like, who was it? Why you ain't never say nothing? I thought you was finna. Go ahead. Sorry.
There was
skit.
a skit I was watching, so it's fake. It was staged, but it was based on a true story. And the mother, it starts off, the mother's yelling at her daughter, and they're like, "What's going on?" Dad comes in, "What's going on?" And the mom expresses her daughter is pregnant. Mind you, her daughter is about 15 or 16 years old, and she's thinking who, what, when, why, where. And the dad is acting all innocent. The dad got the daughter pregnant. The daughter knew, dad knew, mom did not know.
Just made my blood boil. Go ahead. Sorry.
They had been doing their little thing for months. But
who the hell is they?
The daughter and the dad.
They can't do their thing. There's no such thing as consent.
The daughter did not want to. The dad was
They have been doing their thing. We need to watch our verbiage.
the daughter was the dad was raping the daughter. So, then that's just like how like you never know. You can't, I'm not gonna say you can't trust, but you just never know, because you could be living with a child molester or sexual predator. What was I going to say? Oh, and before, when you were speaking about, setting boundaries, and how, I was going to say children and adults, some adults, we can be like babies, how babies, they see something, they hear something, and they repeat. Right. There was, somebody in my school, he just got suspended because he was in the bathroom and the kid was in the bathroom with him. Mind you, the kid was autistic, but even if he wasn't, you never know. He looked over the stall and he was like, "What the F?" And the autistic kid, it was just stuck in his head, "What the F?" So he just kept saying it. He walked outside the bathroom and he kept saying it to the bathroom aide. And that the other person got suspended. So,
we never know who's around us. We never know someone's capabilities. We never know someone's mindsets. We never know someone's mental issues. So as Jetty said earlier, we're not going to say don't trust anyone, because that's not a healthy way to move about life anyway, but just be mindful and be cautious. You know what I mean? And I say that it's very important to have these conversations with our children and have them earlier, making it known that there is no one who is off limits of who can make them feel uncomfortable. You remember me saying earlier, introduce them when you may be washing them down, giving them a bath, and I'm telling my kid, listen, even if I make you feel uncomfortable when I touch you, let me know. You know what I mean? Like, let them know there's no boundaries. Even mommy, even daddy can touch you in a way that makes you feel uncomfortable unknowingly. And I say that because, I'm never going to touch my kid no type of way. People say don't say never. I'm never going to touch my kid any type of way. But how do I know when I'm washing them down or what have you? Maybe a way that I wash them, it may make them feel some type of way. So in that moment, what I'm going to do, I'm now going to show you how to wash that area yourself, so that you can feel comfortable and it can still get washed. You know what I mean? So like the reason I said, make sure that you teach them early, because I'm not going to hold you. Like if I was a person who, and I'm not trying to make this gender friendly, but this is just my personal feeling at this moment, because I do know there are female predators, right? If I have a daughter and there is a dad on deck, we just listened to someone's testimony of their dad violating them, right? So you want that kid to feel comfortable talking to you about anything under the sun, but also be aware that no one is off boundaries. No one's off limits of, not boundaries. No one's off limits of who can do something wrong. We all are human. We all can do things that are wrong or inappropriate, and it's okay to bring that to someone's attention. That goes back to giving them a safe space. You know what I mean? Jay, listen to your children. I'm sorry, that's the last point on my page that I didn't check off, right? Listen to your kids. I'm talking about giving them a safe space to talk. I'm talking about making sure that they're aware and that they can come to you. Listen to them. That safe space no longer feels safe If I come and I confide in you with something that made me feel uncomfortable or that I felt like I needed my parent to help me with, and you tell me I'm lying. Do we have lying children in the world? Absolutely. But you're not finna sit up there and automatically call that baby no liar. I don't care what age they are. I'm saying that baby. You're not gonna just call them a liar. Don't make them feel like right off the back they can't be trusted or they're not believed. Look into that situation and turn every stone possible. Confront whatever it is that needs to be done, that child feels safe to be able to come to you and to feel like you are there for the sake of their well-being and the love of them. You know what I mean? Listen to the kids.
You said everything I was going to say.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Oh, wait. Well, you said some of my points earlier, so that just means great minds think alike. You know what I mean? He don't just got my face. He got my mind. I hope you don't got my mind. I'm a little crazy sometimes. I would have... Go ahead. Go ahead.
So, well, okay, you said doesn't matter gender. You were talking about something else. But nationwide, 81... So... Not only women can be sexually assaulted. Nationwide, 81% of women and 43% of men reported experiencing some form of sexual harassment and or assault in their lifetime. Adolescents aged 14 to 17 were by far the most likely to be sexually victimized. Nearly 1 in 6, 16.3%, was sexually victimized in the past year.
Thank you for sharing that, right? I feel like it was needed to trigger a thought, especially because I have sons. I want to talk to anyone who has male children in the room of any age. In the culture of young adulthood, adolescent years, even preteens, sex is cool, you know, if you're doing it like, oh, you're that dude, right? But even a bigger thing, if you're doing it with someone older than you, or you got the attention of someone older than you, oh, you that dude. Am I right, Jay? You're a young man, right? Fellas, it is not okay for older women, teachers, anyone to be touching y'all. I don't care. I know I don't care if it make you feel good. It's not okay. It is not okay. You don't get brownie points in any shape, form, or fashion in the legal world. And you know what? I'm not trying to use a fear tactic. I'm really not. But I'm be real with y'all. Y'all are kids. Y'all are dumb. And that's not being disrespectful. I'm an adult and I'm dumb sometimes. Okay? But when I say...
we just don't know.
I was about to say something.
Oh.
No, not just y'all don't know. Because sometimes y'all know something and we do it as adults. Sometimes you'll know and you do it anyway.
We could do dumb things. Not
okay. Okay. I apologize. My son is absolutely right. Y'all do some dumb stuff. We all do. We are human. So we do dumb things. What on earth was that? We do dumb things, right? Y'all don't know what these people got.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what they got out there. Okay? So while you got Miss So-and-so who teaches social studies and she gonna help and tutor you and try to manipulate you in every sense of that artificial word, you thinking it's cool because, ooh, she older. Ooh, she an adult. You don't know what Miss... I give her a name? I didn't give her a name. You don't know what Miss Manipulative want to do to you. And you don't know what she got. You don't know the state of her mind. We just said that earlier, right? So what if she got something and she want to pass it out? You know? She's handing out handouts in class, you know, for you to study for your next exam. But she's handing something else out to you that can change your life for the rest of your days. and you won't even know. And while anyone can do that, I'm just saying, like, y'all can't just be falling for the okie doke because your little hormones is tugging at you. You know what I mean? Now, personally, there's some other things that I would say, but I can't because you ain't my kids, and I don't want no parents to feel no type of way. But watch what y'all doing. Watch who y'all doing it with. I don't care. Tell mom, dad, auntie, guardian, whomever that Miss Manipulative is at school and she talking about tutoring you in her house alone. And she bat her eyes when she said, and she crossed her leg, little thigh show. You know what I mean? Remember that episode of Martin? Nope, he's too young. He don't know nothing. It's not okay, fellas. All right? Please say something to your parents.
It's like that one movie, which still have not watched, but I've heard about it, with Adam Sandler. When the kid and that teacher had the thing going on during detention, and the teacher ended up getting arrested.
So I think we've made and covered all points today.
Oh, wait. But while I was doing my research, I was still thinking, I was like, why do people do these things? Like, what's the point? The first thing I found was theories include people do it. Okay. Theories include military conquest, anger, power, sadism, traits, ethical standards, laws, and evolutionary pressures that lend some explanation to the causes of sexual violence, such as rape, everything that we have said today. But then kept going, and I was like, that's not enough for me. So there is really no single reason why people sexually abuse others. But motivations can include general delinquency and criminal attitudes, anger and antisocial attitudes, intimacy deficits and loneliness, sexual preferences, sexual arousal to violence, hypersexuality, using big words, and or a desire for power and control.
Thank you for that information, son. I appreciate you because sometimes we get so fixated and caught up on the disgust of the predators that we don't think about what causes people to operate and act that way. It can be a number of things. It can. And if you are, it's crazy to make this statement in my mind, but life is life and anything under the sun is possible. If you are a sexual predator that happen to come across this podcast, that happen to come across these videos on any social media platform that we're on, get help. Know your triggers, know your temptations, and do everything that you can in your power to stay away from the things that trigger you. If that means you got to spend a lot of time by yourself at home, making up imaginary people, bro, sis, do it. My primary concern is people, period. So yes, I can't imagine the torment that one who wants to make a change, because I know what it is in life when you want to make a change. And this is for people that maybe want to make change and those who don't. But if you want to make a change, I don't want to have these thoughts. It's just your mind is tormented, Maybe you got some type of curse going on in the family. Maybe, your daddy did it, your uncle did it, and now it's in you too. Like, these things can be DNA. Science has shown that. So do everything that you can and in your power to protect people from you. You know what I mean? Thank you all for tuning in. We went a little over in time today. I do apologize, but I don't, because I do believe that it was a good episode today. I do believe we give you some good information. I thank my aunt for coming on. She's okay, guys. I checked on her. She let me know that she is okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Auntie Cynthia, for coming on and sharing your testimony with us, being vulnerable and transparent with your personal information of your own personal life story. I appreciate you for that. We love you. We love you. The audience thanks you. Ms. T specifically said thank you, but the audience I know thanks you. We are on, for those who don't know already, we are on Spotify, guys. We are on Spotify. Spotify link is at the bottom. We are on Spotify. We are on is it? What else?
Apple Podcast.
We're on Apple Podcasts. There was some others that I named before.
We are on what is it? Chrome. We are on some other things too.
Right. We've been doing really good. That's crazy because I don't think I looked up our, what do you call it, the stats in a while. But thank y'all for tuning in. Please go look up Love's Compassion Ministries on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, on Chrome, YouTube. You can look up all of that on any of those platforms. We're live right now on Twitter. Love's Compassion. I think it's Love's Compassion Ministries. We're live on Twitter right now. We're live on Instagram right now. So we're pretty much across the board when it comes to the social media platforms. Go on all of our social media platforms. It's consistent. Love's Compassion Ministries or Love's Compassion. I believe everything says Love's Compassion Ministries, though. We appreciate y'all for tuning in on a Saturday evening. You could have been anywhere, but you guys are here with us, and we thank you for that. Y'all know the deal. If you need any prayer, if you have any topic suggestions, please feel free. 347-699-5722. Again, that is 347-699-5722. I will definitely pray with you. If you need to, pray for you. Throw your prayers in the prayer wall that I have downstairs and keep your prayers covered. I appreciate each and every one of you. Again, if you prefer email as opposed to text message, lovescompassion@gmail.com. Y'all can also send those same suggestions of topics and prayers to the email. And we reiterate again, if you need help, if you know anyone who needs help, there's sexual predators that, are out there. You've experienced them for yourself. You know someone who's experiencing whatever the case may be. Please, as Jedediah has given us the information, you can
visit www.rain.org 800-656-4673 hotline. www.rain.org 800-656-4673.
Yes. Thank you, guys. We appreciate y'all. It is always a pleasure. Tune in next week. I almost forgot to go ahead and give y'all a topic for next week so y'all know what to look forward to. Tune in next week when which one being changed?
This one.
No, not that one.
Oh, okay.
Because I have a guess for that one. Which one? Pick one. Any other one?
Being the change, yeah.
Being the change? Being the change. Tune in. Oh, real quick. We have decided, it's not going to be next week. We have decided that it will be better for us to go on bi-weekly instead of every week. Why are you guys doing that? We love when you come on. You can go ahead and be a man. We like y'all too. My schedule is super crazy. I work 16 hours almost every day, majority of the time. My son has school all throughout the day, and then he has soccer practice, and come home, you got to do homework, and you got soccer games. We be lifing. Life is life. And we don't want to sell y'all short by doing rush cram jobs of, oh my gosh, we got to go live Saturday. Hold up, hurry up, pull up something. We don't want to do that. We want to be able to give you guys quality every time that we come on. We want to be able to give you a good show every time that we come on. So we've decided that it's best that we go on bi-weekly, twice a month instead of 4 times. I know you're going to miss us. It's okay. It's okay to say you're going to miss us. We're going to miss y'all too. But we're going to be able to bring you a good show. We're going to be able to come before you and really have some meat and potatoes for you. For those that like meat and potatoes. For those who are vegan, we're going to have some good veggies for you. You know what I mean? So we won't be coming to you next weekend, but we will be coming to you the weekend after next weekend. So the weekend coming is the 14th. Oh boy.
What happened?
Yikes. Wowzer. Okay. So we're going to be coming to you on Wowzer. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the schedule. And that weekend that I'm talking about, we're supposed to come to y'all, is a very busy weekend. For the 21st and the 22nd.
This is why you need to put your post notifications on.
Yes. You know what? We might do something just a little different. I don't really want to do this. I was going to say do a pre-record so we still come to you, but I love the audience interaction. Y'all got any suggestions? You got any suggestions for what we can do? Because I don't want to keep skipping.
Need help.
We don't want to keep skipping, right? All right, Jay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that topic that you just said, being the change,
Mm-hmm.
do you think you'd be ready for something next Saturday?
Yeah.
And then we'll rotate after that.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Okay, so we're still going to go on 14th. We're going to go on next Saturday. I'm sorry. Yes, y'all just saw real live action. This is what we're just talking about. We live, y'all. We live. Live at 5. We are going to come to y'all on the 14th. But thereafter, we're going to rotate weekends because it is better for us to take that 2 weeks to get ready for a show than to try to cram everything down into, a short period of time. So we're coming to y'all next Saturday. Live at. We're coming to y'all next Sunday.
Really?
I got a hair appointment on Saturday at 4. I just realized that. I'm so sorry. Gosh, I apologize for the inconsistency that you just saw. Again, live, real life happening, right? So we'll be coming to y'all on Sunday at 5. Okay? Sunday at 5. There's nothing on the calendar on the 15th that we need to have done. Sunday the 15th of October, 5 p.m. We'll be coming to y'all live. Thank y'all for tuning in. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Till then, ta-ta for now.